Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwood alongside head coach Melissa McPherson as we wrap up the 2015-2016 season. And coach, what a ride it was as the team halfway through the season still trying to kind of figure things out, find themselves. But boy, once January got there, they really hit their stride, and it was a fun last 2.5 months.
It was. We had a lot of fun, and we were challenged a lot, but we overcame those challenges. We had a lot of close games and a lot of excitement on the bench and for the people in the stands, but I think we probably had 2 or 3 games in November or December that we were a little disappointed in. Felt like we were a better team than we were showing. I can go back to the George Washington game, the St. Louis game, maybe the game at Minnesota, and I think maybe those were the games where we really kind of said, hey, we've got to find a different level, and that's exactly what we did in January and February.
Went on that run, beat USF, nationally ranked. I know that'll be a highlight, a 5 overtime game against Temple, several overtime games for that fact. I guess the most special thing is the senior class gets this program back to the postseason. We talked about on the postgame show after Tennessee Martins, when they look back, when they visit Memphis, when they come back, they'll always be able to look up at the rafters and see their own banner up there.
That's right. There'll be a banner hanging. And that transition to our new conference, as freshmen they played in Conference USA, then really as sophomores we moved to a new conference, and it's bigger and better and faster and all of that. So they had to go through some of those growing pains, but I think they'll feel a great sense of accomplishment. Hopefully today they feel that great sense of accomplishment, but I think over time they'll understand more that to get to 12 wins in the American Athletic Conference is no small feat. And
now the underclassmen learned the lesson they all learned. Once the season's over, you're starting to look at 2016-17. I'm sure you gave them a little time off, but won't be long. They're back in the basement of the field house in the gym, getting conditioning ready and starting spring stuff.
That's exactly right. We did take a little bit of time off, but we're in individual meetings today working on summer goals, and the calendar's already put together for as soon as we come back from the Final Four, individual workouts and fundamental work and weight room work, because everybody, the entire nation, goes back to work at about that time. So it's important that we enjoy this year and enjoy what we accomplish, but also, like everything else, life keeps rolling, and we've got to look forward to next season.
I guess the biggest thing this summer will be to start to find an identity for the 16-17 edition of women's basketball, because for so long it's been Asia Fuqua-Bay, Ariel Herm, Mariah Rouser's team, especially the last 3 years once they got to their sophomore season. And we'll see who develops, either whether it's one person or a core group, who's going to take ownership of the 16-17 squad.
Right. For the first game next year, when I sit and look at the starters on the bench, it's going to look a little different than it has the last 2 or 3 years. But obviously, we're excited with our seniors coming back. Loisha Morris will be a senior. Lexus Robinson, which we didn't see a lot of this year. She had an early season injury that really kind of put her behind the 8 ball a little bit. Our other senior will be Taylor Williams, so it's going to be important that they come with a personality of leadership. We could put Bria Wilder-Cochran in that group, but she'll come back healthy next year. She probably won't be available during the summer months, but by the time we hit season, she should be ready to go, and hopefully. But then we also look at Cheyenne Creighton, who I think had an incredible sophomore year. She's going to have to understand that there are going to be a few more expectations on her than there were coming off the bench this year. I thought Bria Elmore had a wonderful sophomore season as well. And then, of course, we can now call her Asia. We didn't call her Asia this year because we had another Asia, but we called her AJ. But now Asia Jones comes into the fold after sitting out this year, and we're going to be excited to have her scoring on the floor.
Coach, the returners get back to work, a little time off. You had no time off. You, in fact, when we left Mohegan Sun, you were off to look at some players. I'm sure the same thing after the Tennessee Martin. I know you can't talk specifically about who you're looking at now. I know you've been very busy. You already have a couple that you have already signed and are official.
We do. Taylor Barnes, who is just a wonderful combo guard, very explosive, defensive-minded kid, but can also handle the basketball and will be a great dribble drive guard. I like her personality. I like who she is as far as a teammate and a competitor on our team. Comes from St. Benedict's. Also Alyssa Dean out of Ohio, another point guard, combo guard that we like, has great ball skills. likes to pass as much as she likes to score it, and has a flair for being in the transition game and knowing how to finish. So we're excited about those two kids. We'll add 2 or 3 more kids to our roster. We need to probably shore up our point guard position. With the injury to Bria Water-Cochran, we don't really know what to expect, and then we've got a couple young kids that are going to have to learn the system better. One being Amber Holmes, and then of course those freshman guards coming in. So we may have to shore up our point guard position just a little bit, and then of course we lost 2 starting post players. So I think that Brianna Porter really developed this year as a freshman, so I think she'll be very serviceable in that 3rd or 4th post position next year. Cheyenne Creighton, of course, we would project her as a starter. We would project Asia Jones as a starter either at the 3 or at the 4. So we've got a little bit of moving around and figuring out that we have to do. But we will also try to shore up our team at the 3/4 spot.
Fortunately for you, you're going to get a couple of extra opportunities game-wise to figure things out, see how everything kind of fits in and how it works, because you're going to go over to Spain. That'll be a good dual role tour. Number one, for you, it's going to be a chance to watch this team play against some other competition. A good kind of vacation. You're going to get to see some sights and some scenes of Spain. But also, I mean, for a lot of underclassmen or any college player, the first time they've been away from home is when they go to college. Now they get to go to a foreign country and experience something. You never know if this experience leads them into their future career endeavors.
This was a trip that was originally scheduled for last summer, but with some of the security concerns, it got bumped back a year. So it was supposed to be in preparation for what was a really good year anyway. Now we'll have to turn things around a little bit and make it in preparation for a year where we're very young. So it may have actually worked out really, really well to allow us to move the pieces around a little bit and figure out how everything fits together. It'll be a great cultural experience. Many of our players have not been out of the country, so I think it opens their eyes a little bit. And we are still, as an educational institution, it's about education, and they will get one. Being in Spain, we're going to Madrid, Valencia, and Barcelona. But the real reason that we go, of course, is to get 10 days of practice before we go. Most of our kids will be here for the summer, so their fitness level will be good. So we'll spend 10 days in late July and early August teaching our system, trying to get some of our new players into our system. And then 4 games overseas where we can see how the pieces fit together, what players can play what roles. We've got to get a little bit of rest off of Asia Jones, and we'll be fitting a couple new players, maybe as many as 4 new players into our system. So it will be a great start to what will be a new roster and a new season next year.
And finally, Coach, you need to pay attention to GoTigersGo.com all summer and all spring. I believe your golf scramble is going to be June 20th, which is a Monday. You'll also have various camps, as you always do throughout the summer, so keep up with the website. I know you'll be busy.
Absolutely. We have a high school elite camp. We have a high school team camp. We have a younger kids day camp, 8th grade and under, and then of course the golf tournament. So that takes us all the way to July in recruiting, doesn't it?
It sure does. Coach, as always, we appreciate it. It was a fun season. Look forward to 16-17.
Thanks, Jeff.
Head coach Melissa McFerrin. I'm Jeff Brightwell. This is the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.